Welcome to Astrology Chunks. Today, we're exploring some of the most challenging planetary aspects that can appear in a birth chart. People with these aspects often experience life differently than most, facing greater difficulties and obstacles. However, if supportive and positive aspects are also present, these individuals may emerge from their struggles as strong, resilient, and deeply insightful, like gold refined by fire. They develop unique qualities and strengths that set them apart from others, making them nearly unbreakable in spirit. But without favorable aspects to balance these challenges, these difficult planetary influences can lead to prolonged hardships, and for some, this might manifest as physical or mental health issues, or in rare cases, risky or destructive tendencies. Why is it important to understand these aspects? Knowing about these planetary influences can be essential when entering into a relationship with someone. Birth chart synastry can reveal compatibility, but if your partner has any of these challenging aspects, it's wise to ask yourself if you're truly prepared to handle what might come with that. Relationships with individuals facing such intense life paths can be demanding, as their experiences shape them in complex ways that may require patience and understanding. Not everyone is equipped for this, so it's essential to recognize and respect the journey these individuals are on, rather than adding to their burdens. With that in mind, let's dive in and uncover the depths of these aspects. Sun Square Pluto. Sun Square Pluto brings an intense, often dark, and mysterious aura to the native, making them prone to intense and taboo experiences that demand deep transformation. With this aspect, life may seem to present a series of crises, pushing them towards self-discovery and growth. They have a powerful drive for control and dominance, which can lead to friction in relationships and a tendency toward obsession. Letting go is a challenge for them, as they often cling tightly to certain aspects of life. This aspect may manifest hidden fears, traumas, or insecurities, forcing the native to confront and reshape their identity. Their life goals often emerge as reactions to life events, where difficult or traumatic experiences drive them to take a retaliatory or transformative path. If favorable aspects support this square in the natal chart, the native is likely to develop an exceptional resilience later in life. They can gain such mastery over their fears that nothing and no one can intimidate them. Through hardship, they learn to control their inner demons, and even handle the darker aspects of others. With this resilience, they are nearly impossible to manipulate, becoming both empowered and fearless in navigating life's challenges. This journey toward authenticity, although difficult, strengthens them, helping them balance vulnerability with the profound self-assurance that commands respect and authority. Mars Square Pluto. Mars Square Pluto is a highly intense and transformative aspect, often pushing the native through a life filled with powerful and dark experiences that force them to confront their deepest desires and fears. This aspect brings an extreme, almost compulsive drive toward desire, but also an inevitable clash with circumstances that seek to control or destroy these desires. Individuals with this aspect may attract others' darker sides or find themselves in taboo, dangerous, or life-altering situations, facing conspiracies, hidden schemes, or even physical violence. They are prone to encounters with manipulation, power struggles, and situations where their will is constantly tested and challenged. This can lead to feelings of helplessness or frustration, as their ability to act freely is often thwarted by forces beyond their control. Their actions are driven by intense inner forces, sometimes pulling them towards self-destructive behaviors or drawing the attention of people who seek to manipulate or control them. If other favorable aspects are present, these individuals can become highly vigilant and disciplined in their actions later in life, learning to channel their intense drive with purpose and self-control. They develop a powerful resilience, becoming nearly unbreakable in will and determination, with an unwavering commitment to see things through to the end, no matter how challenging. They may learn to harness their intense energy, resisting the pull of destructive tendencies, and instead using it to transform themselves and their circumstances. While this aspect makes them prone to crisis and intense opposition, it also equips them with a rare strength that allows them to confront and overcome any adversary or obstacle, often emerging as individuals who can face even the darkest situations without faltering. Their experiences and hardships shape them into formidable fighters, able to stand strong against any force that opposes them. Venus square Pluto. Venus square Pluto often brings an intense and challenging journey in love and relationships, shaping a life marked by deep, powerful connections that can feel all-consuming. These individuals frequently attract partners who exhibit controlling, manipulative, or even abusive behaviors, exposing them to cycles of jealousy, suspicion, and emotional pain. With a strong tendency toward attachment, they may find it difficult to let go, even in painful relationships, and can become overly possessive or obsessive, making it hard to allow space or freedom for either partner. These traits often stem from early life conditioning or insecurities that lead them to equate love with control or emotional dependency. Without other favorable aspects in the birth chart, the native's love life can become a cycle of emotional intensity and turbulence, where conflicts, betrayal, and possessiveness dominate, making healthy relationship dynamics difficult to maintain. However, if balanced by positive aspects, individuals with Venus square Pluto can develop an exceptional ability to read others deeply, especially those they're close to. Their intuition in relationships becomes highly refined, allowing them to perceive hidden motives and detect truths that others might miss. This perceptiveness, when used wisely, can protect them from deceit, but it also presents the risk of creating suspicion or control issues if left unchecked. In financial matters, they often demonstrate a natural aptitude for handling resources and managing finances, using their experiences to establish a sense of security. Over time, with self-awareness, they can transform these challenges into resilience and wisdom, evolving into individuals who understand the depths of human nature and possess a rare emotional strength, able to support and navigate the complexities of relationships with authenticity and depth. Mars square Saturn. Mars square Saturn often brings intense challenges that feel physically restrictive, limiting the native's freedom and ability to act on their desires. This aspect can create a life filled with forced limitations, suppressed anger, and an ongoing struggle with repressed energy. From an early age, they may have experienced harsh authority figures, particularly very strict or authoritarian parents, who imposed discipline in ways that stifled their natural inclinations. This can lead to a profound sense of inadequacy or even cowardice, as their ability to take bold action is overshadowed by fear or external constraints. Desires and personal goals may feel perpetually out of reach, fostering a belief that life is especially hard for them or that they are somehow undeserving of what others attain with ease. They are often drawn into situations where their patience is tested to the limit, carrying burdens that aren't their own and sacrificing personal aspirations to meet pressing responsibilities. However, if the chart has favorable aspects, these individuals can develop an extraordinary level of patience, resilience, and discipline later in life. This endurance allows them to face challenges that others wouldn't even dare to approach, as they learn to act with foresight and constructiveness. Their lives may always feel comparatively difficult, with a consistent need to work harder for basic achievements, but this process shapes them into individuals capable of remarkable self-control and grit. Frustration and tension are constant companions, but through these experiences, they become incredibly capable of bearing responsibilities that others would find overwhelming. Though they might feel hindered in areas of physical intimacy or pleasure, their patience and steady resolve eventually transform these trials into sources of strength, enabling them to tackle life with unparalleled determination and insight. Moon square Pluto. This aspect often indicates a person who has experienced a difficult and turbulent early life, marked by emotional trauma, struggles with trust, and complex psychological issues, often stemming from their relationship with their mother or family environment. Such individuals are survivors of deep emotional pain, having been exposed to dark emotions and manipulation, as well as feelings of guilt, shame, and vulnerability. They may have faced violations of personal boundaries, emotional abuse, bullying, and trust betrayals by those close to them, leading to trust issues and a fear of intimacy. Their home life may have been turbulent, where negative emotions overshadowed positive ones, cultivating an inner world filled with suspicion, self-doubt, and a tendency towards self-destructive behaviors. With this background, they often attract negative emotions in others, unconsciously revealing the darker sides of people around them. This can create tension in relationships, as people may instinctively show their hidden or evil sides in their presence. Shallow emotions don't resonate with them. Instead, they crave deep, intense emotional connections that go beyond surface-level interactions. If supported by other positive aspects in the chart, these difficult early experiences can forge an individual who becomes mentally sharp, incredibly cunning, and nearly impossible to deceive. Later in life, they develop a keen sense of foresight, able to see events unfolding before they happen, making it exceptionally hard for anyone to manipulate or play with their mind. Their experiences have taught them to read between the lines, identifying hidden motives and potential dangers far in advance. With a deadly mind, they become virtually untrippable, using their understanding of emotional and psychological complexities to stay one step ahead in all situations. This resilience and perceptive edge make them formidable individuals who navigate life with a powerful sense of inner security and awareness, rooted in their intense life experiences. Venus square Neptune. Venus square Neptune often brings a complex relationship journey, where ideals clash with reality, leading individuals to face profound disappointments in love and financial matters. People with this aspect may attract deceptive or elusive partners, often finding themselves in relationships that seem too good to be true, and, unfortunately, often are. This aspect can make them prone to overlooking red flags, idealizing their partners, and clinging to illusions about relationships, which can leave them vulnerable to heartbreak and betrayal. There's a tendency to romanticize and sacrifice, giving more than they receive, even to the point of self-neglect. Financially, they might struggle with handling money and have a predisposition to be taken advantage of or scammed, as they can be overly trusting and somewhat naive in financial dealings. Their dreamy nature may lead to escapist behaviors, often using fantasy or even addictive habits to avoid facing unpleasant realities in life. If favorable aspects are present in the birth chart, however, these individuals can transform their sensitivities into profound artistic talents. Later in life, they may channel their intense emotional experiences and deep empathy into creative pursuits, becoming compassionate healers, artists, or counselors who relate to others' suffering. Their natural ability to sacrifice can evolve into a powerful capacity for empathy and compassion, as they learn to balance their idealism with grounded wisdom. Through life's challenges, they develop an almost mystical insight into human relationships, allowing them to connect with others on a deeply emotional level and offering support in times of need. They may ultimately become people who, through their journey of overcoming disillusionment, inspire others to find beauty in the midst of life's challenges. Sun square Mars. A Sun square Mars aspect often creates a person who faces life with fierce determination and a combative nature. Early in life, their assertiveness can appear intense or even brutally offensive, making them prone to anger and impulsive reactions. Frequently, their actions and intentions are misunderstood, leading to conflicts and negative encounters. This aspect can attract challenges, disputes, and even physical altercations, with authority figures or others imposing limits on their freedom. Because they may struggle to see eye to eye with others, they might be perceived as selfish or insensitive, sparking tensions and ego battles that often make them appear less approachable. Later in life, however, if favorable planetary aspects exist elsewhere in the natal chart, they can learn to channel this energy positively, becoming highly resilient and adept at overcoming adversity. With these supportive aspects, they gain the strength to turn challenges into opportunities, developing a thick skin that allows them to persist where others may falter. This resilience enables them to win battles and turn situations in their favor, making them formidable in the face of competition or hardship. With the right cosmic support, they become nearly unbeatable, wielding their intense drive to achieve success and conquer life's obstacles. Mercury square Mars. Mercury square Mars often creates a high-strung mental energy, where thoughts and actions can feel at odds, leading to impulsive behavior and a quick temper. This aspect can make the native prone to careless speech and thoughtless actions, resulting in a tendency to lash out or speak harshly when frustrated. In conversation, they may lack control over their words, using abrasive or even abusive language without thinking of the impact. This can lead to misunderstandings and cause others to perceive them as hostile or unsympathetic. criticism and fault-finding become second nature, and they may struggle to acknowledge their own mistakes, often jumping to conclusions with an "I am always right" attitude. This aspect makes compromises difficult, as they can be highly argumentative and reactive, making healthy communication and relationships challenging. However, if there are favorable aspects elsewhere in the chart, the native may eventually cultivate a remarkable mental resilience. Over time, they can develop a strong nervous system, handling pressure and mental demands exceptionally well. This resilience aids in transforming their impulsive reactions into quick problem-solving skills, becoming mentally sharp and highly adaptable under stress. They can learn to channel their intense mental energy into constructive debates, improving their ability to think on their feet and tackle challenges with clarity. When refined, this aspect can create a powerful communicator who is quick-thinking and capable of handling any situation without succumbing to anxiety or mental strain. Mercury square Saturn. Mercury square Saturn can create a native with a deep sense of pessimism and caution in their thinking, often seeing the glass half empty and fearing failure. This aspect can make communication challenging, with a tendency to feel misunderstood or judged harshly, leading to a reluctance to open up or share ideas. Due to this fear, they may experience mental isolation or loneliness, sometimes preferring solitude over socializing. The native may feel restricted by their own beliefs, becoming rigid in their views and resistant to new perspectives. As a result, they may come across as serious or unapproachable, with a tendency to procrastinate out of a fear of making mistakes or being criticized. Routine tasks might feel daunting, and without external encouragement, they may find it hard to take initiative. However, if favorable aspects are present, this aspect can develop into an almost unbreakable mental resilience. Such natives are incredibly strong-minded, capable of bearing immense mental pressures and staying focused even when others falter. In crisis situations, their minds excel, delving deeply into problems and finding solutions with remarkable clarity and patience. Rather than succumbing to fear, they can turn their cautious nature into careful strategy, becoming excellent problem solvers who thrive in dark or challenging circumstances. This aspect, when balanced by positive influences, can produce an individual whose mental endurance and capacity for focused thought make them unstoppable even under extreme adversity. Moon square Saturn. The Moon square Saturn aspect often creates a deeply challenging emotional landscape for the individual, marked by an underlying sadness, emotional suppression, and feelings of isolation. People with this aspect are prone to depression and melancholic moods, frequently carrying painful memories and unresolved issues from a difficult childhood well into adulthood. This aspect often points to an emotionally distant upbringing, where nurturing may have been limited, leaving the native feeling unsupported and lacking a solid foundation of care. As a result, they may find it difficult to cheer up or find joy, often attracting situations that reinforce feelings of emotional pain and inadequacy. Relationships can be strained due to a tendency to keep emotions tightly controlled, which may create barriers even with those closest to them. They often struggle with feelings of unworthiness, questioning their self-worth, and may resist opening up for fear of rejection. If there are no favorable aspects to offset this influence, this aspect can lead to a dangerous spiral into deep depression, making it difficult for the native to find hope or relief. Emotional burnout is a common struggle, as they may feel an overwhelming emotional weight that seems impossible to lift. They are often reluctant to seek support, even when they need it most, leading to prolonged periods of isolation. Harsh self-criticism and a persistent sense of inadequacy make it challenging to move past their difficulties. However, if positive aspects are present, they may eventually develop emotional resilience and inner strength, finding ways to turn their struggles into growth. With a strong foundation of other supportive influences, they can learn to rely on their endurance, turning past pains into lessons, and cultivating a deeper sense of self-worth. Sun square Moon. When the Sun squares the Moon in a natal chart, it often creates inner tension, as the core life purpose and inner emotions seem to be at odds. This aspect can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and unease, as the person may feel they're constantly pulled in two directions, making it challenging to find balance. Their early life or upbringing might contrast sharply with the person they are striving to become, which can leave them feeling misunderstood or disconnected from their roots. Because of this inner conflict, they may come across as complex or difficult to understand, often attracting situations and people that bring emotional challenges. In relationships, this tension can make it hard to feel fully understood or supported, leading to frequent misunderstandings and sometimes emotionally painful situations. Their partners may struggle to connect with their true self, furthering this sense of inner discord. Achieving success may require more effort than it does for others, as circumstances and challenges often demand sacrifices or adjustments. However, if other supportive aspects are present in their chart, they may still reach success, although this is rare. This aspect tends to create a journey that's more arduous and less predictable than others, yet it can also foster resilience and unique strength if well navigated. Sun Square Saturn. Sun Square Saturn is an aspect that often signifies a challenging life path, particularly in early years, with obstacles that shape the individual's character. This aspect can manifest as a difficult childhood, where strict or overly critical parenting restricts self-expression and self-worth, leading to frequent bouts of self-doubt and feelings of inadequacy. From a young age, these individuals may face overwhelming responsibilities and external pressures, feeling that they must work harder than others just to meet basic expectations. Their achievements might be met with little acknowledgement, which can create a relentless inner critic that is hard to silence. Yet, with time and resilience, they often develop an unyielding sense of perseverance, transforming their early experiences into a drive to succeed. If other favorable aspects are present in the birth chart, this aspect can create a person who embodies the phrase "winners never quit." This individual learns to push through adversity, building a powerful work ethic and determination that propels them toward their goals no matter how many setbacks they encounter. Their persistence, coupled with a tendency toward perfectionism, drives them to complete every task and achieve mastery, making them particularly suited for long-term success. However, if supportive aspects for resilience and resourcefulness are missing, the hardships may become overwhelming, making it difficult to fulfill their potential. Still, with each setback, they build a more fortified sense of self-discipline, eventually gaining a reputation for their ability to overcome adversity and emerge victorious through sheer willpower and dedication.